before he takes those blindfolds off, you cannot tell me it does not look like Deshae is in that chair right now. If I clicked on a live stream and it was Deshae Frost live, 1,000%, I wouldn't even see the difference. I wouldn't think right now, oh, Deshae got a little bit more build to him, a little bit more brolic. None of that would cross my mind. I would click on and I'd be looking at the female like, who she have on? Do I recognize her? That's it. I wouldn't think twice. In my mind, that's Deshae Frost. I'm telling you, him and Bobby V really have similar look. Deshae is different. He a different build, right? He's like KC. Like you wake up and he just yesterday he saw about having Bobby V. Today he has Bobby V on, just like that. Chad, I can't wait. That's the best when you have the resources, the money. You can find the time, but when you have the resources and the money to give y'all great content, it's the best. That's why some of these streamers, they find themselves in a predicament where they feel like, and maybe they don't come out and say it, maybe they're not even fully mature and developed enough to know how to take a step back and break it down and evaluate their situation in their life. But a lot of them come off as a little bitter. And sure, some of them are successful, some of them have money, and some of them just don't even flat out care anymore. But a lot of them, there's a handful of them who are at one point in time the go-to streamer or the go-to reactor or the go-to YouTuber or the go-to platform. And because they don't hold that title anymore or that number one spot, or at least that go-to spot, they act as if it's someone else's fault. When it's 1,000%, all it takes is them setting up shop, them doubling down, them putting out better content, and putting their money on their content. But a lot of them are just comfy. They're comfy. They're comfortable. They just want to wake up, stream when they feel like it. But then why? My thing is why the bitter part? Why the be feeling some type of way or throwing shots or taking subs when you feel like it or dissing the fans or making it sound like the community let you down? Why the sour, why the poor me, pity me moments that I come across or when I'm watching I see and I think to myself, why all that if you know you have the answers? The answers are there, but I would assume you just don't want to use it. You don't want to exercise your resources. You don't want to exhaust your resources. You don't want to put more money into your content. Again, because you're probably comfortable. We respect that. Nobody's demanding from you. Who are we to demand from you if your own community shows up and they're not demanding from you? They're not saying, hey, give us better content. They're not asking, hey, you should collab with such and such. They're not saying, hey, we should do this. We should do an IRL in a cabin. If they're not requesting it and they're still showing up, they're co-signing the place you got yourself in. But then why the shots? Why the like such and such is only there because of this, and such wouldn't be there? It's like, oh, so you still want that number one spot because you're not moving like it. But if you do, it's up for grabs. That's the thing about the streamer world. And mind you, I'm someone who I haven't even got my foot through the door. So I don't mean to walk in the house and start telling you, hey, these walls should be painted different. I'm not that guy. I'm not trying to be that guy. But what I am saying is I've seen enough to be able to tell you the streamer world is unpredictable in many ways. In ways where there really is no top dog. And okay, I'll take that back. There's no way to be the top dog at all times. It's just not doable. You'll be the top dog this week. Someone else could be the top dog next week because the content is always going to be so different. Today you can go fishing with a famous rapper and call that an IRL stream and do great numbers. Tomorrow, someone can go IRL and actually go do something without a celebrity and get top numbers, as opposed to sitting around fishing and calling it IRL. It's IRL, but you didn't exactly put money up. You didn't exactly make calls to try to figure out how we can make this the most fun stream for content. You just showed up. That's the easy part. Mind you, it's the hard part when you're starting off. But once you've got there, that's the easy part. Just showing up, just click and record is the easy part. Once you got the money, you got the fame, you got a good name, people will do business with you, people see you still carry some type of clout, they'll come around you for it. That's the easy part, showing up. And I guess I don't understand the part where some people have found success and maybe they got done wrong, or people had just been funny on them or moved wacky, and they just kind of fall, the passion can die down. But unless you got that guy next to you nudging you, yo, we're still that guy, you still that guy. Like, unless you got that person in your corner saying, we still fight, we still show up, and we try to be the best, then I can understand how you can kind of get in a slump where it's like, whatever, I recorded today, I did enough. It's that good enough mentality. And I like to use good enough in a different term. I don't like to use it like, oh, that's good enough. I like to say good enough like no, that's good. That's good. That's really good. And good enough that I can live with it. But good enough does kind of have a bad connotation to it. Sort of like, oh, it's good enough. Freak it. Like, it's like, no, that's not. When I'm using good enough, that's not the mentality I have. Like, freak it. But in these cases, I see these streamers, and that's what it feels like they give us. Freak it content. Like, freak it, it's good enough. I showed up, didn't I? I gave the people what they want. People don't usually know what they want. You got to come up with the ideas, even if it's recycled ideas, even if it's your team coming up with ideas. You got to take the leap of faith. You got to do the content. You got to make the calls. You got to figure out the next step. You got to think about 3 streams ahead. You got to be planning for a stream next month. You got to see who's hot. And just like you would do features with the hot artists coming up, just to and stay grounded, stay on your toes, stay practicing, but also embrace the new and upcoming. You got to be looking for the new streamers that are hot coming up, or even not hot. You got to be opening the door for new streamers, putting people on, taking opportunities, coming up with different games. Alright, so I'm going to get 8 streamers that are up and coming. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have them live in a house for a week. You got to be coming up with these twisted, not twisted in the evil, but twisted because they don't even make sense, and I can't wrap my mind around it, or the normal fan can't even fathom these type of ideas. But you got to be pushing the envelope. But you got to want it. Instead of giving content where it's like, they got to see me today, didn't they? Like, wait, when did you become? I understand you being the brand. I understand you value yourself and your worth, and you deem yourself important. But when did you become end all be all content? You just press record and that's it. I might react to something, I might not. I might have something to say, I might not. Now, mind you, again, I can sympathize with these people because I understand what it is to get yourself into a deal where now you gotta stream 25 hours a day. It's like, bro, you're worn out, you're tired, you done ran out of things to just randomly express. You're doing it 8 to 7 days a week. I get it. That's why you gotta have that team in your corner coming up with new ideas, keeping it fresh, keeping just recycle ideas. Recycle ideas you've done. It doesn't even need to be recycle ideas from other streamers or other content creators. Recycle ideas you've done, but renew the people. Have new people, have fresh faces. Still add something. Don't you want to add something to this lane? Like, that's my thing. If you're gonna be in this lane, add to it. Be like more than just be someone that people can say he benefited or she benefited. Many people. Not just you benefit yourself and that's it. You show up, you get a check, you got paid, you keep your community, satisfy the good enough community, and that's it. Oh, good looking out for yourself.